Stinky. Checking in, Nikki News.
Well, it
bringing you another
this
one.
This is not old news. This is new news.
Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate.
Fresh raids on Andrew Tate's
house.
They
both got
What's really going on?
These raids were a part of the investigations into
what's going down over there in Romania?
Those of human trafficking of minors,
that's where they live, Romania.
Minor, influencing statements and money laundering.
Sure.
With there reportedly being dozens of officers searching Tate's property at the edge of Bucharest, and the agency saying that hearings will be held later on at their headquarters. And this is you had Team Tate confirming the raid, with their spokesperson saying, although the allegations in the search warrant are not yet fully clarified, they include suspicions of human trafficking and money laundering. The brothers...
Isn't this like the third or fourth time that these guys have been arrested? I mean, I feel like the police are at these guys' compound every other month. And every time they've been arrested, they've been let go eventually. You know, charges dropped. Some of them, I know they're still going through the whole process on a few others. I mean, either way, this constant loop that the Tate brothers are in with the Romanian police over there is crazy. It's got to be exhausting on both ends, and we're not really getting anywhere.
His legal team is present to ensure that all formalities are carried out correctly. And while that statement didn't address the bit about minors, Tate himself, on the other hand, did, saying on X, the quote, minor they are talking about is 24 years old. But because she first followed me years ago when she was 17, they say I intended to traffic her, even though I literally did nothing to her and we've been friends for years. Matrix attack. And in an apparent response to the raid, he said the Matrix is real and they have a tried and true playbook. Slander is their number one tool, and the process is the punishment. But saying, unfortunately for them, good always wins in the end, and adding, 9 hours into the house search, and an armed police officer looks at me apologetically and shrugs his shoulders. He said, quote, you've made somebody very angry.
Andrew Tate literally linked a video as well where Tristan Tate explained this exact situation on a podcast not too long ago.
Every single girl who I've met.
It's like a government thing, maybe, like, at this point.
Has been investigated as a potential victim of mine.
Why would they
Anyone
say
I've
that?
ever met, for any reason, any woman that I know has been investigated and questioned. If they could find her, they'll question her. You're a potential victim because of Tristan because XYZ. So everyone I've met are all in this potential victim pile of papers, yes? This is the scariest thing that's happened to me. A girl who's 24 years old, who I still know. I saw her last week. She was at a restaurant with me last week. Still know her. She said in the interview, she went there without a lawyer, not knowing what the interview was about. And they said, where did you first meet Tristan? And she goes, oh, at a party. Okay, where was the party? In a hotel reception. Did Tristan invite you? No. Who invited you? Well, my friend's sister was invited by Tristan, and this girl brought us along to the party. And you met Tristan there. Yeah, that's where I first met him. Nothing happened. It was a handshake. How old were you when you met Tristan? I was 17. Okay. They released a public statement saying that they're now investigating Tristan Tate for the potential attempted trafficking of a minor. How sick do you have to be? This person is a 24-year-old woman who I still know. The fact that the first time she shook my hand at a...
Hey, man, they might have pissed off somebody really fucking big in Romania. These third world countries, I don't want to say third world, but they're really corrupted. They're way more corrupted than the U.S.
Public party in a reception hall of a hotel was when she was 17 years of age. They wrote that down in their little statement, and everyone I know is a potential victim, so she's a potential human trafficking victim. Like I drive my car around and throw kids into my car. You do that kind of shit in Romanian jail, as I'm sure in English just...
You get killed.
Well, I mean, my Romanian is rudimentary. I could speak Romanian, and all I'd speak about with the other cellmates is what we do if the pedophiles were put in our cell. It's a fun topic, and... You know, we mean it because, you know, I've got kids and a lot of the people in jail are fathers and these people are sick. But to say that because I met someone when they were 17, a 24-year-old woman now, this is when I was, 29 then, so a long time ago, because the first time I shook her hand, she was 17. If you can look this up. Tristan is being investigated, not in the file, it's not gone to court, but we're investigating the idea that he might traffic minors. What the fuck are you talking about? This woman's never worked for me, lived with me, never given me any money. I've never bought her anything. I barely know her. She's a friend and an acquaintance who comes out when I invite people to nightclubs. That's it. It's really sickening what the law can do and how they can use this to try and destroy your name.
Yeah. So an update on the situation.
Well, we know the law works differently over here in the States than it does over there. I mean, over there, you can...
Are you kidding me? I lost my...
arrest and raid people over here in the States than it does over there. I mean, over there, you can arrest and raid people, and you don't even really need too much evidence.
Yeah.
Apparently. And people in the United States, they might think, wow, I mean, that's unconstitutional. That's crazy. But even with that being said, man, these two have been in deep water for a long time, man. You know, I think a lot of people are very interested to hear, like, what's really going on. And we're just not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere.
That could be sending them back to jail is the prosecutors discovered that 2 minors were among them.
So who comes out when I invite people to nightclubs? That's it. It's really sickening what the law can do and how they can use this to try and destroy your name.
Yeah. So an update on the situation that could be sending them back to jail is the prosecutors discovered that 2 minors were among the victims. One of them allegedly had sexual acts with one of the Tate brothers. The second was made to practice webcam. But the victims did video chat not only in Romania but also Ukraine and England allegedly. According to sources in the investigation, some victims provided to the investigators these details, and following these statements, Dicot Special Forces immediately raided the home of the Tate brothers on Wednesday, August 21st at approximately 6 a.m. in the morning, Romanian time. They searched the residence for 10 hours. That is a very, very long time.
That's believable. I could see that. I don't know how they made all that damn money, but I could see that. Could be a thing, allegedly.
Going through every single file, Tate brothers had now been transported to Dicot's HQ and will be interrogated tomorrow morning, and we'll find out whether they're going to be detained for 24 hours or released. This was Andrew Tate speaking out as he was sent to the Bucharest jail.
Wait till you see. They say I'm a lover boy, the mother of my children. Yeah, the mothers of our children. We've tricked them into having kids. Unbelievable. Wait till you see. Remember the first file and the media wasn't asking, where's the evidence? This is your chance. This is your chance to renew it. There's no evidence.
You are okay?
Yeah, for now. People, we have to. Kids don't know. Guys, ask them for evidence. The first file, no evidence. It was all a lie. Ask them this time where the evidence is. This is the most crazy. They have no evidence, no proof. They've just made up a bunch of shit. They're lying and they're desperate. This file is more pathetic than the first one. Christ is king.
And the breaking news says sources close to Dicot investigators revealed a new case against the Tate.
That boy Andrew Tate be yapping. That's crazy.
Brothers is bigger than the first case from December 2022. There are reportedly dozens of new victims and new witnesses in the case.
Wow.
The allegations as follows: forming an organized criminal group, sexual intercourse with a minor, trafficking underage women, minors, human trafficking, new victims, money laundering, and attempting to influence witnesses.
Crazy allegations,
and
man.
It seems the 2 of the Tate brothers' associates, the same as last time, have been detained for 24 hours and are currently being interrogated by Dicot prosecutors as part of this investigation. Andrew Tate obviously said he doesn't have a phone right now,
no phone in the
a tweet and left this last message to his supporters.
Sell our souls and we refused. And that is why we're now in this current situation.
Oh, shit.
When you get to a certain level of fame, you either put on a dress or you go to jail, and I'm happy to make my choice, which is jail every single time. My soul is not for sale, neither are my principles.
As soon as they deem you an enemy to their narratives, which they're trying to purport upon the population, if you speak against the establishment, they will do anything it takes to silence you. Even if it's against the law, even if it's made up. First they come for us, but they're coming for all of you.
A movie trailer or something?
The Matrix is real.
Oh, shit.
It's very dangerous to be a man nowadays. I don't even know what the answer is to it. It's insanity.
Jeez.
They're out to get all of us. It's not just you and me. Every single person with a voice is going to try and destroy it. Any man who tells the truth, they're going to try and destroy it. So you've got to lead by example. As long as you've got millions of people all following your example, they can't lock everyone up.
This is what he put on Twitter? This is crazy.
Accusing a man of a sex crime is the fastest possible way to discredit what he's saying.
Yeah, it's a pretty standardized tactic. Any man who is successful in the world is going to have a degree of history with females, and that's the way they attack you. It's an attack vector. They've done it to Trump. They did it to Assange. They're trying to do it to me.
Days after WikiLeaks revealed that the U.S. government had been spying on its allies and lying about it.
Bro, this would be a crazy movie.
Julian Assange was arrested in London for rape.
He's been suffering this persecution for 12 years, and he has been living isolated for 12 years without any rights. What was the crime? Publishing truthful information. The US committed war crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan, so the journalist that published those war crimes is in jail, and the people that committed those crimes are not even under investigation. So that's absolutely crazy.
9 years later, prosecutors dropped the case against Assange for lack of evidence, though somehow that fact was not as widely covered.
As soon as they want to get rid of you, they will try and accuse you of the most heinous crimes, because sexual crimes are heinous. It slanders your name, which makes the process itself a punishment. It doesn't matter if you're found innocent at the end of it, because they've slandered you for years anyway. The process is a punishment, which is why they choose sexual crimes. They're also extremely subjective, hard to prove. They don't need any solid evidence. Here we are 2 years into this process. You don't see any girls with bruises. You don't see any. Where's the victims of all this?
We are not victims. He is not a human trafficker.
The whole thing is garbage. It's head-to-toe garbage. It's a Matrix attack. Sexual violence. We don't know where. We don't know when. We don't know against who. Maybe at some point 11 years ago.
Bro, it's funny when he's popping off and doing this, and Tristan's just sitting to the right like this. His brother's always by his side, man, just stone cold, you know?
Send this man to jail without a trial. They're not allowing us to win. They don't want us to win, and they've realized they need to get desperate, so they've gone all the way back to 2012.
These are very serious allegations. I can't understand that you're not accepting that, surely.
I can't unsee it now.
Serious allegation against you, sir.
No, go on.
I can't. Allegations by who? Who are the women? What are their names? Allegations
but this
by
is how it
who? No,
works.
can you name it? No. Can you name one?
But you know...
Thought not.
No.
Also, thank you. It's just done and used to destroy men who speak against any kind of agenda.
He's very hard to argue with, I'll tell you that much.
They do not like. And it's happening over and over and over again. You need to stand up and say you've had enough and you're not listening to this garbage. If you want to be one of those people who believes anything the MSM says, fine, believe it. Now Russell Brand. They've done Tucker. They've done Elon. They're doing Trump. They've done Assange. They're coming for everybody on repeat. And they're not going to stop until we stand up and say, we don't believe you anymore. Because it's their number one primary weapon. Sexual crimes are heinous. They can't tar you with any other crime. If they would have said to you at home, me and my brother are car thieves, nobody would have cared, innocent or guilty. It doesn't damage our reputation. But when you accuse someone of being a rapist, which is a disgusting thing, any man who genuinely rapes a woman should see a prison cell. I absolutely and utterly believe that with all my heart. I have daughters. Rape my daughter. I dare you. You won't see a prison cell. You'll see the ground. I'll guarantee it myself. You'll be headless in the dirt. But that is very different, being a genuine rapist, from being accused randomly from people from you've known 10, 15 years ago, and trial by media in a position where you can't even properly defend yourself. And they're doing this on repeat to tarnish names, to try and destroy credibility over and over and over again. It has to stop, and it's not going to stop until we make it very clear to the people who are trying to do this, to anybody who speaks against the establishment, that we don't believe a word they say anymore. I truly believe that someone had to stand up and speak, and God gave me a platform, and I have the ability to affect young men with my voice. And I truly believe there's evil in the world.
Bro, this nigga got a whole trailer.
They got
needs to stand up and say
the song in the
obvious things which can save the world.
What the fuck?
They tried to cancel us because they don't like that we are telling the truth to the world. If we were lying, they would allow us to lie. When you rip out a man's tongue, you're not proving him a liar, you just prove you're afraid of him telling the truth. They're trying to keep these lies alive. Nobody believes them anymore. The good guys have always been losing. It's always been this way since the dawn of humankind. It seems to be that evil always has the advantage, but somehow good wins in the end. It is the truth. It is light that they fear. We're telling the truth, and we're repeatedly telling the truth. And we have morals and we have standards, and we're standing up for what we know is right, and we're standing up for God. The moral arc of the universe bends towards truth. It bends towards truth and justice in the end. And I'm trying to make you understand that this is a battle for humanity. This is Satanists against God. This is a battle for your spirituality. This is a battle for your freedom. This is a battle for everything that you've ever held dear. It's a battle for the freedom of the people you love, and that you need to start doing something. And you can't just sit there and say, I'm an Andrew Tate fan, and be broke. And you can't sit there and be, I'm an Andrew Tate fan, and you're out of shape. I'm an Andrew Tate fan, I'm unimportant. No. If you're a fan of mine, you need to matter, because I need soldiers in my army who can genuinely do something. I'm trying to awaken the masculine desire in you to resist oppression.
This guy
looks like we're in for a journey again on this case, so make sure you guys all subscribe to the channel right now.
This man is on one, going through some shit. I mean, listen, there's no doubt that Andrew Tate is a controversial, polarizing figure, and there are some big question marks about both the brothers' past. But I guess my question is to you guys, with all of this happening, with them being as influential as they are, and having such a big platform, do you think that there's a bigger thing going on here? Could these raids and arrests lead to something? Or are they just trying to keep the Tate brothers quiet, I suppose? I can't really call it, man. This one's a head scratcher. I'm gonna be honest.
What you think? I think they're trying to keep him quiet. I think they know a lot. I feel like they in the mix with the government, especially if they did do some crazy shit with women like that. I don't know. Like a Diddy situation. I don't know. Like and subscribe for more, man.